Hashmans Hockey Hat-trick. I'm Brian, and it's Monday, March 4th, 2024. And as always, in the words of immortal hockey great Badger Bob Johnson, it's a great day for hockey. Well, we only have 6 games taking place on slate for us tonight. And for my first pick, I'm looking at an Atlantic Division battle between the second place Boston Bruins are traveling up to God's country to face off against the third place in the Atlantic's Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. This game's a 7 p.m. Eastern Time puck drop, and it's taking place at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada this evening. This game is the third of 4 regular season meetings between these two teams, and the Boston Bruins won both of the previous 2 contests with the Maple Leafs. Both those games were decided by just 1 goal. In the first game, the Bruins won 3-2 in a shootout in Boston back on November 2nd. And then they won 4-3 in overtime in Toronto back on December 2nd. The Bruins are here on their second and final game of a brief 2-game road trip. They last played on Long Island on Saturday. They lost to the Islanders 5-1. And the Bruins have been on a skid lately. Seems like going back to the beginning of the month when they were dethroned from first place in the Atlantic by the Florida Panthers. I don't know if it's just me or what, but it seems like the Boston Bruins have been sitting in first place in the Atlantic Division going all the way back to last season. Anyhow, the Boston Bruins are just 1-1-3 in their last 5 games played, and they're 3-2-5 in their last 10 games played. So they're definitely on a skid, and they have a lot to face going against the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight because the Maple Leafs are 9-1 in their last 10 games played, and they're slowly creeping up on the Bruins for that second place spot in the Atlantic Division. The third place Maple Leafs are just 6 points now behind the second place Bruins in the Atlantic Division. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, who seemed like they were playing .500 hockey all season long at Scotiabank Arena, are now winning games on home ice. But that's not going to give me enough faith in them tonight at home because I think the Bruins got to come alive at some point. They got to snap out of it and maintain their ground in the Atlantic Division. So I'm going to take a chance on the Bruins tonight. And I don't care that there's a big amount of juice on the puck line with the Bruins because it's just going to spice up my 3-leg parlay. So for my first pick, I like the Boston Bruins on the puck line tonight on the road at the Toronto Maple Leafs. For my second pick in tonight's action, I'm looking at a couple of heavyweights, 2 first-place teams, as the first place in the Atlantic Division's Florida Panthers travel to the Big Apple to face off against the first place in the Metropolitan Division's New York Rangers tonight. This game's a 7 p.m. Eastern Time puck drop, and it's taking place at Madison Square Garden, the world's famous arena in New York City, New York. This game is the second of 3 regular season meetings between these two teams, and the Panthers won the first contest 4-3 in Sunrise, Florida, back on December 29th. Both these teams here tonight are very evenly matched, and both teams, their play recently, they've been on fire. Both teams. The Florida Panthers, they're here on their second leg of a 3-game road trip. They've won 9 out of their last 10 games played, and they've also won 14 out of their last 16 games played. This is going to be a good one because the New York Rangers, they're here in their first of a 3-game homestand, and they're 8-1-1 in their last 10 games played. I like the Florida Panthers here in this contest on the road tonight because the New York Rangers only have 1 win in their last 3 games played. So I think the Panthers are playing a lot better recently than the Rangers have. So I'm looking at the line here, and the Vegas books, they like the Panthers also. I guess these 2 losses for the Rangers in their last 3 games has really affected the spread here. The Panthers are the favorites in tonight's game in New York. And the Rangers, they're even money on the money line. So I like the Florida Panthers, as I previously mentioned. And for my second pick, I like the Florida Panthers on the money line on the road at the New York Rangers tonight. For my third pick in tonight's NHL action, I'm looking at a Central Division rivalry as the 8th place Chicago Blackhawks travel to the Centennial State of Colorado to take on the 3rd place in the Central Division's Colorado Avalanche tonight. This game is 9 p.m. Eastern Time puck drop, and it's taking place at Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. This game is the 4th and final regular season meeting between these two teams, and the Avalanche lead the regular season series 2-1. The Avalanche shut out the Blackhawks twice in the 2 wins. The first game they won 4-0 in Denver back on October 19th. And in the third game, they shut out the Blackhawks 5-0 in Chicago just last Thursday night. The one game that the Blackhawks won was a 3-2 victory in Chicago back on December 19th. And in that game, Blackhawks goaltender Peter Mrazek stood on his head like he's known to do. He faced 37 shots from the Avalanche and made 35 saves for that 3-2 win. Unfortunately, the Blackhawks have just one win in their last 15 games played, and they only have 4 wins on the road this season. While the Colorado Avalanche, they're 23-6 on home ice at Ball Arena this season, and they're 5-4-1 in their last 10 games played. This one's a no-brainer. So for my third pick, I like the Colorado Avalanche on the puck line at home versus the visiting Chicago Blackhawks tonight. So to recap my Hashmans Hockey Hat-trick of 3 picks in tonight's NHL action, my first pick, I like the Boston Bruins on the puck line on the road at the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. My second pick, I like the Florida Panthers on the money line on the road at the New York Rangers tonight. And my third pick, I like the Colorado Avalanche on the puck line at home versus the visiting Chicago Blackhawks tonight. Thanks for watching my video, hockey fans. If you like my video and you like my picks, please give me a thumbs up by slashing that like button down below. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please put your comments in the comment section below because I'd like to know what your picks are in tonight's NHL action, and I'd like to know what you think of mine. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Good luck with your picks. Let's all win big tonight.